I hope this works this time. Whew! Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Soul Eater, Season 1, Episode number 12 of my show, but this is about episode number 11. Now, before I start talking about it, I just want to apologize. I was actually recording this video earlier, and, I want to apologize about this, guys. I was recording this video earlier, but then my iPad fell and I accidentally hit the stop recording button, so I had to trash that one, so now I'm re-up trying it. So I want to get that completely out of the way. So my sincerest apologies about that. And I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, I believe I stated this beforehand. This is History of Soul Eater, Season 1, Episode number 12 of my show, but this is about episode number 11. And episode number 11 in the English dub is known as Tsubaki the Camellia Blossom, What Lies Beyond the Grief. And, it kind of carries over from where, History of Soul Eater Season 1, Episode number 11 of my show, but about episode number 10 left off. And after this video, we will technically have 2 more videos to make, because this is episode 12 of my show, but about episode number 11, and there's 13 episodes in the first season. So this will be like a 14 video. The first 3 seasons will be 14 videos, whereas the last one will probably be like 13. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Now, episode 11 in the English dub of the Soul Eater series is called Tsubaki the Camellia Blossom, What Lies Beyond the Grief. And it basically carries over from where episode number 11 of my show, but about episode number 10 left off, with Tsubaki and Blackstar in the village of Shen, in the village of Needles. And what happens is Blackstar is basically telling Tsubaki that she got in, make sure she comes back. And the villagers are all looking at Ryoku down on the ground, and they're blaming Blackstar for it. Now, it's not really his fault. In my honest opinion, it's not really Blackstar's fault, but they're blaming him because he's a member of the Star Clan, which is stupid. It's not his fault, but they're blaming him for it anyway, which is really stupid. That is really stupid that they would do that. Anyway, it goes into where Tsubaki is, and she's confronting her brother, and basically, Masamune is basically saying that he knows Tsubaki didn't come in there just to talk, so why is she holding back and stuff? And he's saying that she's just like her namesake. You see, Tsubaki's name comes from a type of flower known as the camellia blossom. And apparently, the camellia blossom is a flower that is without fragrance. It blooms and withers without making a sound and stuff. And he said that it's such a boring flower. And then Tsubaki starts looking at Masamune with those eyes, and then he gets a little upset by it. He puts his hand to his face like this, and doesn't get upset because he thinks she's looking at him with pity and stuff. And then it goes into where Lord Death and the others are in. Lord Death is basically saying that Blackstar is showing much more resistance of those two that are hitting him with the boards that he ever thought was possible. And then Maka is basically saying that she can't believe that Tsubaki and the Sword are basically brother and sister. And Soul is basically saying that that Black Star doesn't know that yet, which is technically right. Death is saying that he trusts her, and for now, that's about all he needs to know, which is technically right. They gotta keep their mind focused on the task at hand. So honestly, that does make sense. That trusting her is the only thing you need to know at that point in time. I'm sorry, that's just my honest opinion about it. And as I've said with a lot of my videos that I post on YouTube, YouTube is about people's opinions, and that's mine. Okay, now getting off topic here for a second, I just wanted to let you guys know I went to see that London Has Fallen movie yesterday. That's kind of the reason why I didn't upload this video yesterday. I would have uploaded it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to because I was gone to Dauphin for watching London Has Fallen, and it's basically the sequel to the 2013 movie Olympus Has Fallen. And do I recommend going to see it? I really do recommend going to see that movie. It's really, really good. But here's what I recommend you do first. To get yourself caught up before you go see London Has Fallen, if you have a DVD copy of Olympus Has Fallen, watch that one first, and then go to the theater to go see it. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up about that, because if you're planning to go see London Has Fallen, watch Olympus Has Fallen. If you have it on DVD, watch it on DVD first, and then go to the theater to see it if you get the chance. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Now, getting back into it, then after they're talking, it shows Death looking over at Stein, and it says he's eating his lunch. Oh my god, that's hilarious. And Stein is basically saying that Tsubaki and now this leads into what I mentioned about Tsubaki earlier in my previous video. She and Masamune are technically members of the Nakasakasa family, which are a clan that can transform into different forms of weapons. Different types of weapons and stuff. And apparently the power that Tsubaki has was originally should have gone to Masamune, since he was technically the eldest child. However, for some reason the power went to Tsubaki instead. Sorry about that, guys. I had a bit of a burp. And then Masamune is basically saying that Tsubaki inherited everything that should have gone to him by birthright. He inherited only one thing, the sword he has. And he says that as a child, he was treated differently than other boys. He was treated tenderly, and he got whatever he asked for, but he never thought it was because he was inferior. And, oh my god. Sorry, the inferior part is, I kind of have a bit of a personal, some days of my life, I feel like that as well. Oh my god, because I want to mention this. I don't try to get family issues in my videos, but I think for this one, I might, just this once. I kind of understand what that's like a bit, because, you see, before I moved into this apartment, I lived with my parents, and I had a younger brother and I have a younger brother and a younger sister. You see, I was born with a disease, well, a sort of condition which affected my legs called cerebral palsy. And because of that, I was mostly confined to a wheelchair most of my life, and it's and because of the fact that I couldn't use my legs really well, I was restricted from doing certain things like playing sports and stuff. And my brother and sister, they both played hockey for a little while. Well, my sister doesn't anymore. She's planning to go to law school, which is good. Oh my god. But my brother right now, he's playing in the BC HL hockey team in the one of the CJHL hockey leagues in the British Columbia Hockey League with the Fort Alberni team in BC. I can't remember what the team name is called for that team. I'm gonna have to text him and ask him. And in my next video, I'll let you guys know what the Fort Alberni team is called. In my next video, I wanted to get a little bit of personal perspective of myself out of the way. And like I said before, if you do plan to go see Olympus London Has Fallen, I recommend you watch Olympus Has Fallen first, just so that you're all caught up and stuff. Okay, now getting back into what I was saying, then Masamune is saying that he got whatever he asked for, but he didn't think it was because he felt inferior, and then Tsubaki starts looking at him with those eyes, and he gets a little frustrated, and he puts his hand to his face like this, and then after that, there's this little scene while they're on the outside part of it, while they're one of the people in the village sees Tsubaki, and he says that she's been standing there a long time, and he says that she's probably with that StarClan murderer as well, and she can probably get out of their village too. And he goes to hit Tsubaki with the wooden stick that he had. Well, wooden plank, really, and but Blackstar stops him and tells him that basically, don't ever interrupt Tsubaki again, or he'll kill him and stuff. Oh my god, sorry, which kind of makes sense that he would stick up for his partner and stuff. That's just my honest opinion. He's basically sticking up for his partner. He doesn't want her interrupted while she's doing what she does. That makes sense, actually, in my personal opinion. And basically, what the StarClan do to Blackstar, it makes them technically, at least in my personal opinion, it makes them worse than what the StarClan, well, almost similar to what the StarClan did to them. So it makes them basically no better, like, and stuff. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. That's my own personal opinion on this. It makes them no better, because even though, the reason why I'd say it makes them no better than the StarClan is because Blackstar is technically the last member of the StarClan, so what they're doing to him makes them basically worse than what the StarClan members did to them all the time. That's just my honest opinion on it, guys. I'm getting that out of the way. Anyway, then it shows the scene where Masamune sticks his sword into Tsubaki's chest, and then it shows that Tsubaki is a little girl and saying that she wanted to play ball, but in fact what she really wanted to do was actually play house. She wondered what would have happened if she would have just said what she wanted to do in the first place. And then Masamune starts basically taunting Tsubaki as a little girl in that state, and then this is the weirdest part of the episode, in my personal opinion. A Blackstar shows up in that form, and I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how he ended up there. I really don't. That still puzzled me. Oh my god. That still puzzled me even now. I've watched this series a couple of times on Netflix, and that still puzzled me how he ended up in there when he was actually outside. Oh, that part always puzzled me. Anyways, Black Star's spirit thing is basically saying that can't be what Tsubaki's thinking. She knows better than that. Don't even listen to Masamune. And then she snaps out of the state, and then basically, then it goes into this climactic thing where she says that Masamune is wrong, and then she breaks out of it, and then she keeps saying that he's wrong over and over, and then she says that he's not going to take care of him anymore. She's going to stop him. She has a friend who helped her realize something. The person she means is Black Star, and she's saying that Black Star helped her see that a camellia does have a fragrance. And then there's this big climactic battle. And then later on, in the outside portion of the world, Tsubaki's soul enters the sword, and Black Star doesn't know what happened, but he thinks that means that Masamune won, which he actually didn't. He did actually stick his sword into her heart, but when he stuck it in, he realized that the camellia blossom actually did have a fragrance and stuff, and then he says that it's a nice fragrance, and then he dissipates, and then his soul becomes a Kishin egg, and then but before that, while they're in the outside world, Black Star grabs a stick from the old man. He keeps tapping the sword and saying encore, encore over and over again. And then basically, oh my god. And then basically what happens is he keeps tapping and saying encore over and over again. And then Tsubaki shows back up. And then Black Star's saying she's wondering if she's okay. She said that she's fine. She just had to pay a visit to her brother and stuff. And then Black Star's wanting her to give him a big hug and stuff. And then she starts getting upset, and she apologizes to him and cries and saying that he's all dirty and stuff. And then one of the villagers whacks him on the head, and then he punches him into the sky. And then the rest of the villagers are saying that the Star Clan are all senseless, beating on a little kid and stuff. And then Black Star is basically saying that, do they ever notice how big dogs must like to talk loud? And he's saying that they're basically scared of an enemy that doesn't exist anymore, which is technically correct, because Black Star is technically the last member of the Star Clan, which means that the rest of them are all dead. So essentially, the Star Clan doesn't exist. Oh my god. I am so sorry about that, guys. That's why I'm laughing. And then they tell him and Tsubaki to go away, and then Black Star makes this face where he pulls part of his skin down and sticks his tongue out. And then Tsubaki's apologizing to the rest of the villagers, saying that once they get to know him, he's not so bad, really. And then Ryoku is basically saying that even if Black Star wasn't a member of the Star Clan, he still wouldn't like him. Oh my god. And then basically they show back up at the academy, and then after a little praise from the others, where they congratulate Black Star on getting another soul, their first soul in a while actually, Black Star demonstrates the new mode that Tsubaki has, because when they captured Masamune's soul, she gained the form of the Enchanted Sword. So basically, the Enchanted Sword form that her brother had was basically transferred over to her, basically. But when Black Star uses it for the first time, he passes out! Oh my god! And then he says that the times aren't ready for him and stuff. And then Tsubaki is basically saying that they'll wait for them together, and tells Black Star that, right? And that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the real best you guys can. And I'll see you guys next time. And like I always tell you with this series, watch it or I'll take your soul.